My name is Bernard Dean. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm happy to say that I am a health advocate with Engage Global. It was one of the best decisions I made about 3 years ago. Just in the way of my story, starting out just the introductory, it took me about 6 years to listen to Jonathan. And then finally, I decided to go ahead and give Jonathan a go at it, so to speak. And I actually tried Dr. Prasad products. Perhaps some of the stories that are on here is going to be some of the stories that I've had along the way. Well, the one that's going to be telling the moderator of the stories is going to be the only ambassador that we have for the company right now. And the company is looking to make as many ambassadors as they can. So in the meantime, Jeff, there's a lot of stories that are waiting for you. Dr. Kedar Prasad was on early, so he must know something I don't know. We'll turn this program over to you.
Well, thank you, Bernardine. What an incredible opportunity it is to meet here, everybody on an early evening here on Sunday. For me, it's 3 p.m. In Wyoming. You can see from the shade of my face, which is a little bit pink there, that we
Yeah.
we did spend some time today. My hair is still wet here. Went to the hot springs today just to enjoy a nice little soak, and
Good.
it's so fun to have the family environment and atmosphere, and so yeah. And Dr. Prasad, I didn't get a chance to call and talk to you. How did things go on Friday morning at 4 a.m.?
4 a.m. it went extremely well, no problem. And this time even my picture was showing up. So it was
That is amazing.
thanks for your teaching. Thank you very much for your efforts to teach me the whole system how to go about.
Well, it's my pleasure, and to see just how you're leading by example, going out there in front of your peers,
Yeah.
individuals who want to know what you know, and to share that. In fact, just before we get into today's testimonials and the stories, I want to just share with everybody again um, what happened just last week, last Monday. It was tomorrow. It's going to be a week ago. It was announced your next your call after this one,
Mhm.
and it's just I really feel like I've got to read this to everybody. So it's there. Those of you who have Engage's app. This was last Monday, and it says Dr. Kedar Prasad has been asked to be the keynote speaker at the 9th International Conference on Cancer Science and Oncology, November 7th and 8th, 2025 in Paris, France. Congratulations to Dr. Prasad on receiving this wonderful opportunity to share his important research. This achievement is a testament to his dedication, hard work, and valuable contributions to the field. And those of you that are on here, it's contributions to humanity. I look at what Dr. Prasad has devoted his life to, and we're so grateful to be here. For both Dr. Prasad and myself, this is the reward Sunday.
Yes.
This is for all of that work, that effort to get this out to everybody. Dr.
Yes.
Prasad and I get to be here
Yes. Here,
uh,
enjoy
in,
it.
in in front of everyone and just listen to these incredible experiences. And so it's a joy. It goes fast, you guys. I know you're going to want to line up and start opening up your cameras, raise your hand as we get going. Um, while Dr. Prasad is grabbing a drink of water there quick, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that we get our disclaimer taken care of. If you will just follow along with me as I read, and there are a couple of points in this disclaimer that I'm going to pause for just a moment and just pause for emphasis and explanation, because we read this disclaimer a lot, But when you can really understand the significance of it and what it really means, as we get into Dr. Prasad's formulations and how they are working with people's bodies, how people's bodies are responding to these incredible formulations. So let me just pull this up. Here's our disclaimer, and it starts out, these statements and comments have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This information is solely for educational purposes only and includes recent advances in research on micronutrients. So I'm going to pause just right there for a second and say recent advances in research. Dr. Prasad had us put that sentence in there at the end of the first paragraph because what he is doing, I mean, these are recent advances. This isn't stuff that happened 20, 30 years ago, but that's when Dr. Prasad was studying these things, identifying them, finding them out. But what we're talking about are advances in micronutrients that are just, weeks, sometimes days old because of who Dr. Prasad is. So as we continue on with the disclaimer, we're going to say engage. The micronutrient company does not claim that our right here, I want to say formulations instead of products. These are multi-patented formulations. When we use the term products,
That's a good
it
point.
it just puts them in a much lesser category. So these are formulations, and they're not meant to diagnose, treat, cure, heal, or prevent any disease or injury. However, engages formulations, and I've got to reword this, they're formulated to address nutritional deficiencies and supply the body with the required nutrients. It's important to note that nothing here is meant to be a substitute for professional medical treatment or a consultation with your primary healthcare provider. And the reason that I point out the significance of changing that term products to formulations is because that's really, it goes right along, and I'm going to point this out to everybody, Dr. Prasad, right here in our booklet. We go to this second to last page. We have right here all of the books that Dr. Prasad has written, and then these patents. I'm going to zoom in on this piece right here where it talks about the patents, and I want you to pay particular attention. So I'm going to pull my digital copy up onto the screen. Follow along with me, those of you who have the hard copy. Those of you that want a digital copy, get back with the individual who invited you onto this call, and you can get this same 48-page scientific document that talks about these formulations. So I'm going to go right to the front cover. This is what it looks like. It says the science behind the world's most scientifically validated. And here again, I'd like to change it away from supplements to micronutrient formulations.
Right.
Because it just takes it to a whole nother level. And the reason that I point that out, if we go right there to the back of the booklet, here is the very back page. We come in from the back page, just one, and we have Dr. Prasad's books. You look at all the titles of the covers that he has there. But this is the significance and why I feel like we need to just in our own vocabulary make these changes. Because what does it say right there at the top under Dr. Prasad's patents? This is that statement, and it is a paragraph highlighted in yellow. It says Dr. Prasad's formulations are supported by 9 issued patents and 6 pending patents. Well, already we know that there's 10 issued patents and 5 pending patents, but it goes on, Dr. Prasad's formulations, including Micro Daily, are the most patent supported and scientifically validated micronutrient formulations available today.
Yep.
Wow. Wow. Dr. Prasad, if we did not have access to you and your incredible formulations, we wouldn't be having a Sunday late afternoon, early evening like this because people would not be getting the results. You took your research, your your life's work has gone into these formulations. Everybody's got products, but these are multi-patented formulations. And we're gonna just sit back today, Dr. Prasad, and enjoy
Yeah.
individuals' experiences with them. I'm gonna
Yes.
kind of prime the pump with a good friend of ours out of St. George, Utah. And as he stands up in front of the group, he's going to reference how the military originally got this. And I just again to just drive home the significance. This is that picture, Dr. Prasad. You've seen it right here, and
Yep.
it says military micronutrient. And what does it say right here on the spine? It says right there, I'm going to go zoom right in on it. Military micronutrient formulation, everyone. That
Yeah.
does not say product. It does not say supplement. It does not say multiple vitamin.
That
It
is,
says military micronutrient formulation. This is what the soldiers carried around with them. And so I just want to point that out. And as I share with everybody, Dennis's testimony, and the reason I like to share Dennis's testimony is because it seems like this last week, I mean, let's call it 10 days, because I've had 3 conversations in the last 10 days with individuals as it relates to a disease that is caused by these little spirochetes that go into these bodies of individuals. And I'm going to have Dennis just share with everybody. He's going to refer to the product as MMF, which is military micronutrient formulation. But Dennis is going to share his testimony as it relates to this disease that I've had 3 conversations with individuals in the last 10 days. So here we go. This is Dennis, and I've got the volume up just as high as I can. But here we go with Dennis's firsthand response. Here we go.
And I'm a walking miracle. But what I was going to preface everything was when I tell people all these amazing results, and then they sample the product for 2 weeks and go, why am I not getting any results? It's like, okay, how sick are you? What's going on? What type of nutrients, how much exercise, how much food do you take? What type of food? But for me, for the first time in 27 years, I am over Lyme disease. That's where a tick bites you. A spirochete goes into the body, goes into the brain, starts eating the brain away. It eats the nervous system away. And you become unable at times to walk, joint pain in every joint, muscle pains. You can't read, you can't function, you can't think. You're lucky to even take 1 step at a time. But I've been on the product now for 3 years. I will not live without it. The first thing I saw was I had neuropathy from my knee on down so bad that 5 years ago I dropped a 30-pound vice on a kilo of pain. That's after breaking 2 bones, blood all over the place. Now, if I step on a kernel of popcorn or the cat food, my wife hears me real well. The other thing, I've got actually 2 doctor stories I like to tell. One, I was developing a double vision in my eye. My daughter works for Dr. Richens, and they had me coming in every 3 months because I had a cataract that was growing. And they figured, okay, when it gets so bad, they're going to operate it, make money, and get me back to seeing. Well, I start on the MMF, and I go in there, and my daughter checks me and gives all the test results to the doctor. She looks at it and goes, oh, Dennis, you're seeing through your cataract. Come back in a year. I go, okay. All I can think of is every 3 months, I don't have to spend that $45, you know? Well, I get home, tell my wife, the phone rings, it's the doctor's office. Could you please bring information and samples on what you're taking? I'm going, great, okay. Now I've got another man story. It's the prostate issue. Yes, the man story. Women sometimes don't, no, I'm just kidding. But over the last 6, 7 years, my PSA, that's the count of if you're in trouble with your prostate, kept growing. jumping 1 to 2 points every year, bang, bang, bang. And if it gets above 4, you're in what they call the cancer region. Well, 2.5 years ago, I hit 3.7, and my doctor was very emphatic that I do something that year. Well, that's about the time I'm getting started on MMF. And I'm noticing I'm able to flow much better, that I'm actually was skipping some of the medication. And so the next year I show up and I give him information about MMF, and I start telling him, hey, I'm not taking your medication. Things are going great. And he was all upset because, this is the year. I mean, you were up to 3.7. He just went on and on. Finally, he checks me and goes, oh, it shrunk. Okay. The PSA went from 3.7 down to 1.3 in a year's time frame. I am now off my prostate medications. Thank you, MMF.
So just pretty incredible when we can
amazing.
in the individual's life change like that. And Dr. Prasad, I may just pull you up here and talk briefly about it. He started right out and he says, some of you are expecting overnight results, 1 to 2 days, 2 to 3 weeks. He says, I want to give you experiences that have happened for me over the last 3 years. And he also references, changing his diet, doing some of those things, Dr. Prasad, that you've talked about, because really there's only so many things that we can do for our body. We can give it the right nutrition. We can make sure it gets the right sleep. We can get the right movement. I mean, movement, you've talked to us, and Jonathan on these calls is all the time talking about what can we do to move. And then the last is getting adequate water. So those 4 different things are really the way that we demonstrate to our body that we're supporting it.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty amazing. So I thought,
even though he doesn't take probiotics, right?
Yeah, you know what, Dr. Prasad, this was before you formulated the probiotics.
I see.
So yeah, this goes back
But he's
almost.
young, but he's not that young. He says 47-year-old. And
Yeah,
so for him, you should advise him that he must take a probiotic, at least probiotics.
I agree. I mean, that basic bundle, the Micro Daily EMF and probiotics are just a 1-2 punch for everybody. So that was to kind of prime the pump and give Dr. Prasad and I an opportunity to just kind of open up, and we're looking for those of you on this story hour to come forward with your stories. And I'm already seeing that Mr. Bernard Dean has raised his hand. So Bernard, I'm going to just pull you up here to the spotlight and say thanks again for opening up the call and being my co-host here today. So right after Bernard, we have Gretchen Daniels. Her hand poked up here for just a moment, and I'll tell you what, Gretchen and I had an incredible 3-way phone call yesterday, and so maybe she can talk a little bit about that as well. So go ahead, Bernard, you're up.
And you know what? I was excited actually. Last night, I made a call to one of our affiliates. It actually, affiliate belonged to Gretchen and him. But I was talking to this person that these people are in entertainment, and he said, "You know what time it is?" I said, "What time is it?" He said, 2 o'clock in the morning. I said, "Well, why'd you pick up the phone?" He said, "Because I saw it was you, and I wanted to share something with you." And I said, "Well, what is it?" He says, "Man, you didn't tell me that this product operates so good when it comes to the kidneys." And I said, "Well, what happened?" He says, "This stuff is almost detoxifying me." He said, "I've only been on it for a month." He said, "But I have to say, this product is a lot better than I've ever imagined it would be for my kidneys." Now, he had prostate issues, but he was saying that the prostate is under control, but he did not know that the Micro Daily Original and Probiotic especially have such an effect on the kidneys. And so I have him on I call it the chronic dose. We eat a double dose of the original Micro Daily and the probiotic. Generally, what I do is if I hear people have kidney problems, I heard an experience of a young lady that shared that with her mother in hospital. So let me just try it on a few of my people. Every one of them that had kidney issues and were on the verge of dialysis actually started taking that chronic dose, which is two of the double dose of the Micro Daily Original, a double dose of the probiotic. And Dr. Prasad, I appreciate you telling me that. Dr. Prasad says that when people have cancer and on a therapeutic dose, or if they have to take a extra dose of anything, that for 3 to 6 months they could actually double up on a probiotic because that'll help it to process better. And when he said that, I started practicing that, and people started getting amazing results. So I wanted to share that because there's a lot of people on here that's not putting their hand up, but they call me all the time and tell me about the experiences. So I'm hoping that there's a whole saying, you can have a lot of good things in your head, but if it don't make it to your mouth, it won't make a difference. So I would say, please share your experience. This guy shared it, and he picked up at 2 o'clock in the morning because he had such great results. And I have no doubt that there's a lot of people on here have the same thing.
Wow. Thank you, Bernard. It was great to have you explain that. And I'll tell you what, we've had a call like that ourselves. It was 3 a.m. and it was one of Jonathan's relatives because they woke up that morning on the East Coast. We're in California 3 weeks later. We had sent some product off to them, and she called Helen at what would have been, So anyway, it's great to have people on here. Gretchen, your hand is up, and I'd love to invite you up here onto the screen if you can unmute yourself, and there you go. All right,
Hey,
there we
turn
there
on
we go.
camera. All right. Well, the first thing is I'm so excited for one of my PCs. That's my customer. And she has diabetes. And one of the issues that she was experiencing is numbness in her foot to the point where she could not drive anymore. Well, guess what happened since she's been taking a chronic dose of the original micronutrients with her probiotic. And she's also doing the brain boost. But she said, first of all, I have so much energy. I cannot believe it. She said, and I was walking, and she said, the funny thing that happened was that I'm going up the stairs when it used to be difficult for me to do it because of her foot. She said, the next thing I know, I'm at the top of the stair, and I'm like, wait a minute. She said, something's happening. She said, I don't know. She said, I don't know if this is some voodoo stuff or what. She said, but something's happening. My feet, she said, I can feel my feet. And she said, I cannot explain it. It's amazing. She said, is this stuff really working? And I said, just stick to your regimen and keep your protocol going. She said, okay, I am. I'm so excited. She said, I can't believe this. She said, I usually get up and I have to take my time getting up so I can feel my feet under me somewhat. So when I stand up, I don't fall down. She said, I got up, put my feet down. I stood up. She said, I couldn't believe it. She said, I just stood up. So I'm super excited for her. I can't wait to hear all of her final results because I'm going to have her come on and tell her story, her own testimony. So she can tell you just how amazing everything is going for her. Because when she drives for the first time, that's going to be my first comment when we get back on again next Sunday or another Sunday. So that's one thing. And so thank you for that, Dr. Prasad.
Thank you.
And so another thing is, I actually, it's a girlfriend of mine that lives in South Carolina, and she's in the medical field. And I just sent her, I don't know, one day I was just thinking about her. She was heavy on my mind. And so I said, I think even if she just calls in and just listens to the conversation, I think she'll get something out of it. So I sent it to her. And she said the time that I sent it to her, she was just talking to one of her girlfriends that found out she had cancer. And she said it was like, she said, I don't know. She said, I don't know if it was divinely sent, but whatever the case is, I shot it over to her and shot it over to another friend. And they came on for the last maybe 15 minutes when we were focusing on cancer. And from that point on, she said, okay, let's do this. So she had an opportunity to get started. And I think she's been taking it for about 2 weeks, maybe 3. And she went back to the doctor, and one of the lymph nodes that's under her arm is starting to shrink. So we are encouraging her, Jeff and I, to continue with her protocol, because we know what the outcome is going to be. We know what we can't say, but we know what the outcome is going to be. So I'm so excited for her, and we're 100% behind her. I don't know if she's on tonight, but we love her and we know what the outcome is going to be. And we look forward to telling you and letting her have her own testimony when it's all said and done.
That's great. That's great.
Thank you, Gretchen. And it was an honor to be part of a 3-way phone call yesterday with this individual that you were referencing, and to just see how, with her 30 plus years of background in the medical field, things that she's noticing, and how excited she is to be on this journey, knowing that she's not doing it alone.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing that we're there to kind of just be helpful. So thank you so much, Gretchen. And we're gonna have to have you back on and sharing your own story, because there's people on here that don't know how well you've done after dealing with that big C word that rhymes with answer. So
Yeah.
we'll have to come back with you. So let's do this. I saw. Yeah, go ahead, Dr. Prasad. You what?
I said Shelly Dean is.
Yes, yeah. Let's go with Shelley and then Charlie. I just missed Charlie's phone call right prior to us getting on here this Sunday evening, and so I bet Charlie's got some great things to share with us. Shelley Dean. Let's are you able to open up your camera so we can see you?
No, I'm
You've got
looking.
a microphone. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna have you just go ahead and share with everybody. Go ahead, Shelley.
Okay, yes. So thank you for the opportunity. My personal testimonies is so many, but today I'm not going to focus on that. I'm going to focus on a recent one, as recent as Friday morning or Friday afternoon. So Thursday night, I had a lady that we were doing CPR classes at the school, and after the class, we introduced, we just gave our business cards and we said, if you know of anyone that's interested in these, let them have a look at it and contact us. So the one lady asked, what is this? I said, just open the link, and then you will see it is all to do with natural supplements. She says, oh, really? I said, yes. Anyway, it so happened that over the time that she's contacting me, because I had a number already from the CPR contact sheet, it so happened that she never really showed interest. She knows about the product and so forth, and I did send her the link like today, but never really showed interest. And then all of a sudden, Thursday night, she called me late night, almost about 10 o'clock. And she says that she have an issue with her blood pressure. She was frantic. She says, can you please help me? Can you please help me with the blood pressure? I said to her, well, I think my husband would be the better person to help here. We couldn't get him on the line. And so we resolved some things there during the call. And she says, what is it that you can recommend? I said, well, many people that have hypertension issues, they use the heart boost in conjunction with the Micro Daily Original as well as the probiotic. And then she says, okay, send me information about it, which I did. Then she asked, are you going to be at home tomorrow? I really need to get some help. So in the meantime, she have, done something that she knows, something natural that she knows that you always use if perhaps the high pressure is high. Then the following day she came and on time, actually, she says, okay. In fact, she asked me about the product. I said, yes, I do have one. She came here. We sat down. I explained to her, showed her all the products and so forth. And right on the spot, she took the heart boost. And I said to her, well, this is how you use it. But keeping in mind now, Dr. Prasad says, if you have this product, using it alone will give you a little bit benefit. However, if you take it with a Micro Daily as well as probiotic, it will give you much more benefit. Yes, but I just need to get my blood pressure under control. I said, okay, good. Go ahead and use it. And she went home. That was Friday. Saturday morning, she called me again for something. And I asked her, so did you use the product? She says, yes, I did. And then all of a sudden, she started to laugh. I said, why are you laughing? She says, not just did this product help me with my pressure, but it also gave me a good bowel movement. And I slept so well. I never had that. I said, really? She said, yes. I said, oh my goodness, when were you going to tell me this experience? Only after one usage, the pressure stabilized. Actually, it was very good. And as well as a good night's rest and, having the other thing as well. So yeah, what a good testimony. So what her thing was, she didn't really want to say because she's waiting to finish the whole bottle. And I said to her, no, every little bit counts, every little bit counts. I said, please come on our call and give your personal testimony. So I'm keen to hear and excited to hear what you have to say afterwards, after the month.
That's amazing.
That's
very nice.
That is awesome. Thank you, Shelley, for coming on and sharing that with us. And you never know. It's all about the timing.
Yeah.
When somebody is ready, we need to be there and be ready ourselves. So, Charlie, my goodness, my friend, I missed your phone call, but it's so great to have you here on our testimonial call. We call these the story hour. Tell us about your experiences or those that are close to you with Dr. Prasad's incredible formulations. Go ahead, Charlie.
Okay. Well, the reason I called you was because I actually had someone at my house and they had a question about something, but we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
But it was about 3 weeks ago. A good friend of mine, her husband's a lawyer, and we were talking, and the husband told me about 4 weeks ago. He says, we've been going a lot to Cuenca, which is maybe an hour and a half from where we live. And he says she finally got her diagnosis and she has cancer on her tongue. She had always, we'd been seeing her, and she had been tired and fatigued and sleepy, very tired. And so I said, something's wrong, but I didn't say anything to her. And then the lady told me, she had cancer on her tongue, and she was just not smiling anymore. And so he said, well, do you have anything for her? So I recommended the chronic dose for her. But as Bernard helped me to appreciate, is that she needed to take with the Micro Daily EMF, the powder, put some under her tongue. because it would work. She has the cancer on her tongue, and that would work and give it more vitality to fight. And so she did 3 weeks ago. The husband calls me 2 nights ago, and he says, we got her diagnosis, and the doctor said, you do not have cancer in your body at all. Go on with your life, regular, normal. You do not have cancer.
That's amazing.
Well, I knew that. I knew something had happened because after about a week, she was smiling. Her whole demeanor had changed. She had changed. She was a totally different person. So I says, I think you're doing better. She says, I don't know. I'm trying to wait for the doctor. But when she finally got the report, I think it was Thursday night. She said, the doctor says, you got a clean slate, no more cancer in your body, go on with your life normal. That's what she told me. So that's my short, quick story. And I'm having quite a few of those same stories here. So I'll have to keep you guys in touch. There's a lot happening over here.
Oh, good, Charlie. I hope you are coming to Orlando.
I'm going to try. But I also have someone in Canada that's very interested, and also someone in Japan that's very interested. So you're going over, you're traveling, Dr. Prasad. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlie.
Very welcome.
Yes, Dr. Prasad, it's so fun to have you here listening to all of these things. This is truly
That's amazing. That's amazing.
It is.
In the cancer is such a terrible disease.
Yeah.
And there's so much a story that nice to hear. My hair stands, even though I don't have any more hair, but I feel it.
Really, for me, when I used to hear cancer, I used to have a little fear that comes with it. I don't have that anymore since I learned the product.
Yeah, I know.
It just doesn't exist. I says, cancer is cancer. That's what Dr. Prasad says. Cancer is cancer. Whatever it is, we can work with it most of the time.
Yeah.
I mean,
the idea is so simple that all cancer cells require glucose and glutamine for survival and growth. If you block them, they will die. And high-dose antioxidant block them, so they die. I mean,
it's amazing what knowledge does. We have that knowledge, and it just it calms the soul.
Yep.
Thank you, Dr. Prasad.
Amazing. Thank you, Charlie. So Bernard, you had your hand up. I pulled you up here.
It's actually involving Charlie too. Over in Ecuador, there's been a lot of people that have been given the prognosis that they're going to die. And I was wondering why the product is working so fast over there. Over here in the United States, it's a lot slower. Then all of a sudden it dawned on me that over in Ecuador, they eat a lot healthier than we do. And that was the results of those people recovering. Now, I had a couple of people recently died, actually, that would not even try Micro Daily. They felt it was just, they didn't read the information, and they just basically decided that the doctors told them they were going to die, and they really went on and just accepted that prognosis. So what I tell people now is, look, we've had a lot of success. There's no guarantees when it comes to cancer. But what I've kind of helped people to appreciate, if a doctor tell you have no chance, then why wouldn't you try someone?
Yeah.
You have 30 books on Amazon. Someone who has 300 articles on the most respected when it comes to doctors, and it's all natural and don't interfere with your different treatments that you're getting. And I think we have on here 82 devices, probably a lot more people. You guys understand, this is not just experiences we're telling. There's a lot of people on here just waiting to hear your experience because they really want to know whether this works. You can actually help save somebody's life by sharing an experience that may be somebody on this call that's really looking to see whether this is real. So I really, Jeff and Dr. Prasad, appreciate this segment of our monthly broadcast, our monthly presentation, that actually help people to appreciate there are people getting phenomenal results. Charlie and them have, and we got some other people that's having some crazy results. So thank you, Charlie, for opening up and finally sharing some of the stuff that's been happening. Don't look around, you know who I'm talking about.
Charlie, was there anything else that you wanted to add?
Yes, I forgot. It was some friends of mine here in Ecuador, and this friend of mine, her aunt, we normally get together once a week, but she said she couldn't get together because they had to run to Cuenca because her aunt was in the hospital and they had 2 days to live. So she only had 2 days to live. And they said, well, do you have anything that we can take down there with us? So I gave them a sample. And by the time they got there, she only had one more day that they said she would live. And they gave her the product. They gave her the therapeutic dose this time because it was for Kushiru. She had 2 days to live. And they said the very night that they gave it to her, the next day she had improved. And they were wondering, well, what is it? They said something else was happening. And I talked to Jonathan, and Jonathan says, well, that's an improvement because something is happening positive, even though it may be something that they're not aware of, but it's something that's happening. The product is working. Be patient. Well, to make the long story short again, last week, they let her go home. They let her go home. They took all the tubes out of her, and they were expecting her to die. But they took all the tubes out of her, and she's at home now. She's under care, but she's at home. And I'm getting experiences like that all the time over here. I don't know what it is.
So you are in Ecuador?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yes, in Ecuador. Yep. So I just had somebody here today. It's going crazy over here. It's really
amazing.
incredible. Well, that's my story. Short part of it.
Thank you very
You're
much.
very welcome. Thank you, Dr. Prasad.
Thank you.
Thank you, Charlie. That is amazing. Now we've got somebody else that travels back and forth and could be in Ecuador right now. Ed.
Ed. Yeah.
Yeah, Ed, go ahead. We'll pull you up here onto the spotlight. So where are you today, Ed?
Well, we're in Rome, Georgia, North Georgia. But
Okay.
anyway, we do spend a lot of time in Bolivia. And it is quite nice to hear the results of Dr. Prasad's work in vivo. I just got a couple of recordings today. I asked, there's a lot of people in Bolivia, as you know, Dr. Prasad and all that know us anyway, that have benefited from the products exceedingly. I got two recordings today. I asked them for it's an audio and it's in Spanish, so I would need to translate it. But basically, one was having trouble with severe asthma. It's a friend, a woman. She's in her 50s, and she was having all kinds of trouble with asthma. So we decided to use the EMF and the probiotic, and for 3 months. She's finished her 3 months, and she says that her asthma is gone, basically. There is still some issues with, one thing provokes another, but she does not have the asthma as she had before. She was really bad off with it. And her husband had some trouble. He couldn't even walk up the stairs. He was in great pain walking up the stairs. He's a younger man, like around 50s, and a very nice person. Aymara, the local language background. Anyway, he also, he was using the Probiotic, Micro Daily EMF, and Collagen Daily, those three, for 3 months. And he got most relief pretty much within about a week or 2 or 3. But then as it progressed, the pains became less frequent and all that. And now he's like, yeah, there's still a little bit when I sit for long periods of time. And even if I sit, or when I was younger, when I sat for long periods of time, I had a little pain here. Your body doesn't like to sit for for a long time. So anyway, he is so much better. And he's living at 14,700 feet altitude. That's 4,500, 600 meters.
Wow.
And it's way up there, So anyway, that's where we live a lot of the year. And then we go down to 3,800 at the Lake Titicaca. There's a little community there where we spend some time. And that's on the border of Peru and Bolivia, on the Bolivia side. There was a friend that we had who we were trying to get to use the product. She was a young friend, a very dedicated person, 20s, early 20s. Anyway, she ended up not using it, but we had sent it to her. And so I said, well, just hold on to it. There might be somebody who we can, or you might want to try it later. So what happened, her mother had a stroke. So she called me up and she says, can we use the product with my mom? I'm like, of course. So, mom couldn't walk, the same, the typical symptoms of stroke, right? So she gave it to her at the standard dose, three pills in the morning, 3 capsules in the morning of Micro Daily EMF and 1 probiotic, 3 capsules in the evening, 1 probiotic. She couldn't talk either because of the stroke, and she couldn't walk, and typical stroke thing, So anyway, I believe it was 2 days later, they called up and said, well, she's better. She's going to go on a family outing. So a family outing in Bolivia is where everybody gets together and they all go out in the what they call the campo, or out in the outback, and lay their Indian carrying blankets on the ground, and they put all the food on the ground on the Indian carrying blankets, the freeze-dried potatoes, and it depends whether it's fish or lamb or whatever. So she was fully functional in 2 days, and that was amazing. We talked to her about the mitochondrial valve, that she was going to go get an operation in Lima, but mom really wanted the operation, which is okay. But we explained how that the microdaily could support that, and due to economic issues, they weren't able to do it. But their conscience is like, we don't want to cost somebody else money, so it's kind of hard to do that. This to get it to them we had to bring it into La Paz. Actually, Cochabamba shipped the product to La Paz. Then from La Paz, put it on a bus to Puerto Costa, and then another friend took it across the border and took it to them in Huancané, Peru. So it was quite it was quite a deal to try to get the 2 bottles to them. So I was glad it went to good use. So that's pretty cool. I think, Dr. Prasad, that you're able to get all the way to Huancané, Peru. It's not a tourist destination, but it's something that people, and Huancané is really, really nice looking, very pretty, very clean. And then there was another family here in the States that she had asthma, then she had diabetes, then she was diagnosed with cancer. We talked about that one time, but she was cleared of cancer, and then anyway, her family, some of her relatives, her daughter, she's like, no, I don't have the problem anymore. It was another. I don't remember exactly which issue they had, but it was a major issue. And it was depression and confusion. That was cleared up by the Micro Daily EMF and the probiotic, 1 time a day and 3 capsules morning and evening. So just having a lot of those things happen, and it's and everybody is really appreciative. So just want to pass on the appreciation of the couple there in La Paz, El Alto at 14,000, and of course the one over there in Huancané, Peru. So that's really good. So thank you very much.
That's amazing. You can reach all over the place there, from a highest place to a lowest place, back to US, and trying to help them. That's amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah, well, it is a little touchy sometimes, but so far we've been able to get it there, and other people are
that's
getting well. Yeah, people in La Paz, we have one that had diabetes, and she got over her diabetes, and remember we talked about she had a high sugar test. There was like 100, and I don't remember. It was way up there. So it turned out that it was the strips that were sold to her were bad strips for testing the blood. Because when she went to the doctor tested her at, I don't know, 100 or 94 or something like that. So they are very appreciative, and they're telling everybody about it, and all their friends, and so that's really nice. So there's a lot of people that, like they're in La Paz. There isn't a whole bunch, like thousands, but there are some that are learning about it. And as it spreads, I'm sure it will bring more health to the people there. My problem is being able to have enough on hand so that I can pass it to them from my personal supplies.
Yeah.
Because I can't run a business in Bolivia. So anyway.
For like pills that grandma takes?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's called
Sorry about that. So thank you, Ed. My goodness, the products are the formulations are going around the world because of individuals that have a passion like you do for what it's done for you and Joyce, and it's fantastic to have you on here sharing. And I apologize. Bolivia, not Ecuador. Charlie's in Ecuador. You're in Bolivia, Peru. You're bouncing around, and
all over
so,
the place.
yeah.
But
And,
it's only like 3 days by bus from Bolivia to Ecuador. It's a little bit south and somewhat east from where Charlie is. And we've been to Cuenca and those areas. It's really nice. The people there are really sweet.
do we get to see you and Joyce in Orlando on the 8th?
Oh, yes,
and the 9th?
we're planning on it. Yes.
Fantastic. It was sure fun to have you out in Utah and enjoying Summit and the things that you guys did touring the manufacturing facility. So amazing.
Oh, yeah. Well, the thing is, when you get into something like this, I have a background in machine design. My family, my brother is a mechanical engineer, and he was, so I mean, we, as a family, my dad did machine design for a really high level company, and my brother worked for a high level company for years. Then he did consulting, and so I've been around, and I've done machine design, automatic lines for a GM, Ford, and other things, and the quality that I saw at the factory was really superb. You can't say, how could you do better? Well, maybe some logistics, but the issue was that I wanted to make sure that the processing was top notch. I heard it, I believed it, but it's nice to see it. And then talking to the person that does that runs the plant and all, I was just really impressed, because when you start recommending, you got to know, hey, this is top class, world class stuff, and so I'm really happy that I did go there, although it was quite a journey, but very nice.
Yeah. Thank you, Ed, for coming on and sharing your testimony, your day of stories as well. Okay, wow, Dr. Prasad, we're down to we got 5 minutes,
Yeah,
and this hour is over with. It's just crazy to
that's amazing story though.
the stories that we have and where these formulations are ending up. We're so blessed to have just these products so readily available to us here. I can't imagine, taking out of somebody's personal inventory and then them having to ship it somewhere, and then somebody else put that onto a bus, and then have somebody meet that bus in order
I
to get
know.
it to the people that
It has some mechanism of getting a government approval, but I don't know those
we're
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
working on some of those things. Yep.
Yeah, if you don't mind, just briefly, I was just going to tell you that Joyce with the heart boost, um, she had low blood pressure, extremely low, like 50s, 40s type of thing. And that's, dangerous. But when she took one heart boost, or it was one or two heart boosts, it was the first one or the second one, it immediately came up to normal, and it stayed there as she stayed on the heart boost. Of course, she was taking the probiotic and the Micro Daily EMF. So just wanted to remind everybody of that. That was a real scare for us, but it was really nice that Dr. Prasad has spent his years studying so we could stay alive.
That's
So true.
amazing.
So true. Yep. Alrighty. So Gretchen, yours looks like it's going to be the last one, and I've got the Kiera family says, "Do you have enzymes?" Absolutely. I get back with the individual who invited you on and ask about our digestive boost. 5 different enzymes that have been formulated by Dr. Prasad to deal with all of the macronutrients that we ingest. So we're talking today stories about the micronutrients and the probiotics, and yeah, the macronutrients along with the digestive enzymes are going to they've made a huge difference for me, Dr. Prasad, and I want to say thank you. This whole summer has been better because of taking the digestive enzymes.
I think we have to, yeah.
Somebody
All
was eating the ribs. Okay.
right. Yeah. Go
Well,
go ahead, Gretchen.
I wanted to quickly, it's two things the digestive boost, as far as the enzymes go. Remember, I had diverticulitis. And remember, Dr. Prasad, you told me, okay, you're taking the EMF and the probiotic because I was doing the therapeutic dose for the cancer. But they told me that I had diverticulitis. I had to be rushed to the emergency room because I was doing the radiation, and they were afraid that something had occurred. And that's when I found out I had that. And you said, well, add the digestive boost. And like within a week and a half, it was gone.
Mhm.
I went back to the doctor because they were, of course, checking it out, making sure everything was going okay. And it was gone. They couldn't find any trace of it. And I've been eating nuts and all of that ever since because I'm a nut. I love my pistachios and I love nuts, period. But anyway, not cuckoo, but nuts, But the other thing I wanted to tell you, give you an update on the little girl that I was telling you about that was 11, that had just, she went blind. And then the next time she lost all control of her body, she just flopped. And so she's been on the regular dosage of the micronutrients, the original, and she hasn't had any more episodes. She's doing the CBD, so her anxiety level has completely balanced out. And she used to not talk to me, and what we found out was that she was on the scale for autism, and the CBD actually calmed her to the point where when you speak to her, she's like, "Hi, how you doing?" She's speaking back, and she's so calm now. And her mom is just ecstatic. And she told her mom she told her mother that, Ma, I can't remember the last time I had a stomach issue. So she's taking the probiotic. She's only taking one, and she's doing it at night. But the CBD, she used to not sleep. She used to get up in the middle of the night. So it was affecting everybody's sleep. But now she's sleeping all through the night with her 2 CBDs at night. So I just wanted to let you know, awesome results.
Where are you from? Where do you live?
In Decatur, Georgia.
Georgia. Oh, so okay.
Yes. So I'm so excited for her mother.
Oh, yeah, I'm
Nothing
glad.
like a child, something happening to your child, but seeing her just totally turn around, it was just such a blessing. And then she has a younger boy that he too he was real hyper, and they were trying to put him on medication, but instead she's been giving him the gummies, and she gives him 1 CBD in the morning.
If I had a toothache or something like that.
Completely balanced him out. He is so intelligent, and the type of conversations that he has will blow you away at 7 years of age.
That's amazing story.
Yeah. So it's awesome.
You are
Thank you
so
so
active.
much.
Congratulations. You are so active. I mean, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Just trying to give the love. I got it, and I said, you know what? If I can help anybody, I'm giving it to them, because it saved my life, and that's all I want to do is keep helping others.
Wow.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you, Gretchen. Thank you for coming on here on our stories. Everyone has a story. Thank you, Gretchen. Alrighty, Dr. Prasad. My goodness, we're already finished up here with the hour that we had set aside. It's crazy.
We won't do no work today.
Crazy to believe we got somebody keeps opening up their microphone, but this is that point when it's all over with, and so I'm going to have everybody go ahead and just open up your microphones, your cameras, and say thank you to Dr. Kedar Prasad
Thank you.
Dr.
Dr. Prasad.